Dipika Das is a PhD candidate at the University of Southern Queensland, Australia, and she's a recipient of the John Allwright Fellowship from ACR, the Australian Centre of International Agricultural Research. And her PhD research focuses on exploring the gendered challenges in bargaining for women smallholder farmers in the agricultural value chain. Dipika, great to be talking to you. You're an ACR alumnus and now studying for your PhD.
Yes.
Fantastic. But tell me why you chose the topic of exploring gendered challenges in bargains for women smallholder farmers. Why did you choose that topic for your doctorate?
That's an interesting question because that helps me to tell me about how the idea of my PhD on this topic came. Actually, I was working for ACIAR project in Nepal. That was a dry season irrigation for marginal and tenant farmers in Nepal. And I was working with the smallholder farmers. And while going in the field, I realized there were lots of issues, gender and cultural related issues that were influencing on full potentially participation of women farmers in agriculture. So and we organized gender participatory training for women and men, and there were so many issues that were like
What are the key issues? What such as?
there were strong gender divide like of the labor. So these things should be done by men and these things should be done by women. And there were it was very breaking the myth was one important thing, like, oh, plowing is just a man's job, so like women will not do it. And if a women does, then there will be backlash and there will be a lot of making points like, oh, this is not good for a woman to do, and oh, that's not appropriate for a woman. So these things were there, and then there were unequal division of labor and mobility issues that really made me interested on this topic. And I thought that, okay, so these are the issues, and I need to look more about how they are doing. Women are now, and one more important thing was there were more men migrating from the places, and women has to come in agriculture. And they were not, it was not that this was the new thing that they were doing, but in total male structure they were coming and they were facing the gender challenges.
So, how important is it to make change? What will it mean if you can make that change?
Definitely, it's a huge impact on food security and food production because when women are taking, they are subsistence farmers. They are very producing little bit for themselves, but when we have lot of support for them and they know all the proper, they are fully participating in agriculture, the production will be more, and definitely it will help in food security and also to eliminate the poverty.
And how have, when you've held these sessions, these cultural sessions, how have both the women and men responded to the idea of changing things?
Yeah, I would tell you, there was a situation. There was like men were. So I was in a team. We are giving a gender sensitization training to the smallholder farmers that actually we developed during my work at International Water Management Institute. So what we are doing, like we gave lots of sensitization tasks, like, okay, who does what and how is gender division of labor, and they were like murmuring inside and like, oh yeah, this is really unfair, like, oh, this is unequal, like why they cannot do. And the sensitization was started, and after that we suddenly asked them to do a role play. So now a women had to play a male's role on farms, and a male has to play a role of a woman on farm. So suddenly this switched on, like a male was acting like a woman and having a because this was a issue in Eastern Gangetic Plains in Nepal and in India. So like covering the head is a symbol of being a woman there, women farmers, and men usually had a rolling of the clothes on their head. So and they were being a woman. Uh, he was doing, like, he's bringing food to the farms, taking care of his husband, of her husband, And when men was asked to be when women was asked to be men, and she was like boasting, like, okay, why we are late? And like he was very like showing her masculine power, and they were laughing, like they were bursting in smiles and chat, like, and all the one who were watching, they were like, oh, this is really, yes, her husband does like that. And they were affirming, like, no, that's true.
But do you think it got them thinking and changing their minds?
Yes. So when there was one picture position bar, where we asked, there were like around 29 pictures that they have to position according to what's a male job and what's a female job, and who, like, can be done by both, but who does often. So, and then who, like, they were like doing more by female, and sometimes it can also be done by male, and sometimes most of the time done by male, and sometimes can be done by female. So there were 5 different pictures, and we asked them to position, and they saw that the women bar was so long that they were putting one after pictures on the women's role. So like there was, and they found that this is really unequal, and we sensitized that how can like, is there anything that they can do to make it more fair to everyone, and like give equal rights to participate in agriculture and fully enjoy their life. And they tried, okay, this can be done by men too, this can be done by women too. So like the pictures, they started moving, and really it started them to critically think on what, okay, these things are not that can never be changed. So this is something that can be changed.
So agriculture makes social change. This is essentially what you're doing, Dipika, and the outcomes for the whole family are going to be great.
Yes, definitely. Because the time women had to do the productive and reproductive task at home really influences her time given to her agriculture. And if it is like only women is given more time at home, then and if she has more time to give her time to agriculture, she can really have a good production and really make a difference.
And here you are doing your PhD, and your husband is back in Queensland looking after your 8-year-old daughter.
Yes.
Underlines the whole thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, this was not before. Like even my first or second year of when I was in my marriage, it was not like we were very patriarchal family, and then males had their job, and women has their own job, and like this was not expected. But yeah, like as society changes, and we are adapting the change.
And an example to an 8-year-old girl is pretty huge.
Yes.
Dipika, it goes so well in your work. It's great to have you here as an ACR alumnus, and of course holding the John Allwright Fellowship as well. Congratulations.
Yeah. Also, I would like to thank ACIR for giving me this opportunity. I was working with the team there, and I got this John Allwright Fellowship, and I could do more research and go in depth of why the cultural issues and the gender issues and is influencing the women participation in agriculture, and also look give them my best support from my research, my detailed research.
Keep going so well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alex.